harm you in mid-August. See the picture before. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says to you now, with a trembling urgency in his voice that shakes through the heavens, that you cannot ignore what has been revealed in the unseen. Archangel Michael has stood before the throne, his sword lifted high, declaring with holy fire, "This is very serious. Do not skip this. Important alert, my child. This person is about to harm you in mid-August. You must see the picture before it gets deleted." And these words are not spoken lightly, for Michael does not cry out in vain, and the Lord does not allow his angels to move without reason. Heaven is sounding the alarm for your soul, for your safety, for your destiny, and for your inheritance that has been under attack. The weight of eternity presses against this moment, and time itself feels as though it is folding in on you, urging you to pay attention before it is too late. The Lord says, "I saw it before you saw it. I knew before you knew. I heard before you heard. And I am showing you now because you must not walk into the trap laid before you. For the enemy has stirred the heart of someone close, someone you would never suspect, to set their plans against you. In the shadows, conversations have already been had. Money has already exchanged hands. Promises have been whispered in secret places. And though you may not yet see their hands moving in the open, heaven has seen it all, and nothing is hidden from the eyes of the Lord. Archangel Michael saw them raise their hand against you in mid-August, and he could not keep silent. That is why his voice thunders, "This is not a joke. This is very serious. Look at what God is showing you. Do not let this picture be erased from your soul, for it will protect you." God says, "You were chosen, and because you are chosen, the battles have been fierce. Because your destiny shines, they plotted to dim it. Because my hand rests upon you, the enemy sought to strike you down. But I will not let you fall. I will not allow the snare of the fowler to succeed. I will not let the arrow that flies by day or the terror by night consume you." That is why this message has reached you now, in the nick of time, before the moment of danger arrives. And as the Spirit speaks, I see the trembling in Michael's eyes. He is not an angel who trembles easily. He has fought wars since the dawn of creation. He has cast down serpents, struck demons, and guarded the gates of heaven with a sword that burns brighter than the sun. But tonight, his tears are real, because he knows how close the danger stands. He knows how fragile the hour is. He knows that if you ignore this, if you scroll past this as though it were just another whisper, you will walk blindly into the path of harm, and he will not be able to shield you because you chose to turn away from the warning. That is why his cry is louder than ever, "Do not skip this. This is very serious." The Lord says, "You thought it was just a feeling, but it was a warning. You thought it was just your imagination, but it was my Spirit nudging you. You thought it was just coincidence, but I was aligning signs to keep you awake. My child, I never leave you without signs. I never abandon you in the dark. I always send messengers to whisper, to shout, to stir your spirit when danger crouches at your door. Even now, in the realms of the unseen, a picture has been shown. It is a snapshot of what is planned against you, and Michael says you must see it before it vanishes. For the enemy works in haste, erasing tracks, covering footprints, trying to sweep away the evidence. But God preserves truth, and God is revealing what was hidden. A face is in that picture. A hand is in that picture. A weapon, whether of words, lies, or actions, is in that picture. And though the enemy wants it deleted, God says, I will not let their plans succeed. I will hold back what was meant to harm you. I will turn the weapon into dust. But you must not ignore my word, for faith without response is dead. Michael whispers again, mid-August. Mid-August. Do you not feel the chill in your spirit when you hear it? That is not fear, it is discernment. That is heaven ringing a bell, warning you of the exact time when this strike was planned. The enemy thought they could take you by surprise, but God says, I go before you. I expose them before they reach you. I scatter their steps before they gather strength. And I am sending my angel with this word, to make you aware, to make you ready, to keep you safe. God says, I gave you dreams recently that disturbed your rest. You may not have understood them, but they were glimpses of this very thing. You may have seen faces, shadows, arguments, or strange encounters in the night. Those were not random, they were warnings. They were previews of the picture I am now showing you. Do not shrug them off, for they are tied to this very moment. Michael's voice breaks, and he says, My child, I have stood by you when you didn't even know I was near. I shielded you from accidents, I blocked doors that would have destroyed you, I fought off forces that wanted to choke the breath out of you while you slept. But now I need you to listen. I need you to respond. I cannot fight for you if you refuse to believe the warning. I cannot shield you if you keep walking into the fire with your eyes closed. Please, please, do not skip this. Do not let this picture fade. It is your sign. It is your lifeline. The Lord says, I am not exposing this to frighten you, but to empower you. I do not reveal danger without also providing deliverance. I do not show you the enemy's face without also surrounding you with protection. If I have said that harm is planned in mid-August, then I have already arranged your safety if you stay under my covering. You will not be touched. You will not be broken. You will not be destroyed. But you must stay close to me. You must walk carefully. You must heed my voice. You may be wondering why this person was allowed so close to you. You may be shocked to know that the very one who smiled in your presence, the one who pretended to care, has a hand in this plot. But remember, Judas kissed Jesus before he betrayed him. Delilah caressed Samson before she cut his strength. Joseph's brothers laughed with him before they sold him. Do not be surprised when those near are sometimes the ones chosen by darkness to strike. Yet do not fear for what the enemy means for evil. God will turn for good. What they plan to break, God will transform into a testimony. What they hope to end, God will use as a beginning. Michael is still watching, still pleading, still pointing. He says, this is the one. Do not ignore the picture. Do not think it is nothing. Their eyes, their words, their hands, It all lines up with what God is exposing. And if you act with wisdom, you will step aside from their trap, and they will fall into their own snare. God says, "You have prayed for protection, and this is my answer. You have cried for clarity, and this is my revelation. You have asked for signs, and this is the sign. I will not let you be caught unaware. I will not let you be consumed. But you must choose to take my word seriously. You must cling to me in these days, for mid-August is not far. The clock is ticking, the days are counting down, and the enemy is restless because they know their time is short. My child, you may not feel strong enough to face this. You may think, Lord, how can I fight when I am tired, when I am weary, when I am burdened? But hear the word of God. You will not need to fight this battle, for the battle is mine. You will not need to lift a sword, for I have already lifted mine. You will not need to shout, for my voice will thunder louder than theirs. Simply stand, trust, and believe, and you will see the salvation of the Lord. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. Archangel Michael says once more, with urgency in his voice, this is very serious. Do not skip this. Someone is about to harm you in mid-August. But now you have been warned, now you are covered, now you are prepared. See the picture before it gets deleted, and you will know the truth. And when you know the truth, you will be free. God says, my beloved child, this moment is not ordinary, it is not casual, it is not something you can take lightly and push aside until tomorrow, because tomorrow may never allow the same chance again. The words being spoken to you right now are urgent, alive, burning with the flame of truth, and Archangel Michael himself has pressed into this moment with a voice of thunder and compassion. He says this is very serious, don't skip this, because something has been seen, something has been revealed, and it concerns you directly. Heaven has moved to warn you, and this warning comes because you are loved, because you are chosen, because there is a destiny on your life that no evil force, no jealous enemy, no hidden manipulator has the right to destroy. But Michael's voice trembles with intensity as he tells you. Important alert, this person is about to harm you in mid-August. The heavens saw it before you did. The picture is already written, the evidence already marked, and before it gets deleted, before it is hidden, before it is covered by lies, you are being asked to open your eyes, to see, to pay attention, because ignorance right now could be fatal to your path. My child, you may wonder why the spiritual realm is stirring so violently, why the angels are pressing around you with urgency, why your sleep has not been peaceful, why sudden shadows move at the edges of your awareness. It is not madness. It is not your imagination. It is the tug of God on your soul, the pull of heaven trying to keep you from walking blindly into the net of destruction. The person who plots is not far from you. Their face is familiar, their voice known, and yet their heart has been poisoned by jealousy, by rage, by greed, by lies whispered from darker realms. This is why Michael himself was dispatched. Not an ordinary angel, not a passing messenger, but the captain of heaven's armies, the one who stands with the sword blazing, who fought the dragon, who defends the chosen. He himself is standing in this message to alert you that this danger is real. You feel it, don't you? That gnawing sense that something is off, that someone's smile does not match their intention, that someone's words have been dripping with sweetness, but their actions cut like a knife. You tried to ignore it. You told yourself it was paranoia. You told yourself you were being unfair. But heaven is confirming what your soul already knew. The mask is false, the disguise is temporary, and in mid-August, when the shadows try to move, the exposure will come. My beloved, God says, don't be afraid of exposure, for exposure is not to hurt you, it is to free you. What is hidden in the dark must come to the light, and the light will never ask your permission to shine. Archangel Michael says, my child, listen carefully, I am pleading with you through this message because time is short, because the enemy is moving faster than you realize. You must understand that when heaven speaks, it is not for entertainment, it is not for curiosity, it is not to stir emotions alone, it is to save lives, to realign destinies, to break curses, to sever the ropes that have been tying you down. And the rope has a name, and the name has been circling around you. The very one who speaks well of you to your face has been rehearsing your downfall in secret. Their hands have touched the plan, their words have spread lies, their actions have sown confusion, and now their heart is hardened against you. God says, see the picture before it gets deleted, because evidence exists, proof exists, traces of what was done exist, but the enemy is trying to erase it, to clean their fingerprints, to pretend it never happened. Heaven is not allowing that to succeed. Heaven is holding the picture still in the light, long enough for you to see the truth and refuse the lie. My child, you must understand the weight of August. This month was marked in advance. Even before the plans were formed, even before the thought of betrayal danced in their mind, heaven already wrote the counterplan. What you must know is that no enemy's whisper can override the voice of God, and no plotted harm can cancel the protection that surrounds you. But you must not remain asleep. You must not remain in denial. You must not dismiss the alert as if it were nothing. God says, my beloved, I never waste words, and Michael never bends low for no reason. If he is pressing this message upon you, it is because the storm is near. You may remember that recently you have felt moments of confusion, where things you expected to flow suddenly stopped, where relationships you thought were strong became fragile, where doors you thought were certain slammed shut unexpectedly. These were not coincidences. These were tremors in the spirit, signs of interference, symptoms of a darker plot weaving in the background. But even as they tried to weave their net, Michael has been standing, sword drawn, wings spread, voice loud. He has been shouting into the heavens on your behalf. This one is chosen. This one is loved. This one is protected. This one cannot be touched unless God permits. That cry has echoed, and that is why you are receiving this message. You are not abandoned. You are not defenseless. But you are being instructed. Heaven is saying, prepare, open your eyes, cut off ties that you know are poisoned, stop entertaining the voice of those who secretly wish you harm. God says, my child, sometimes protection comes not only by shields but by revelation. If I show you the face of the one who plans against you, it is not to frighten you. It is to free you from their manipulation. Do not cling to the one I am pulling away. Do not weep for the one I expose. Do not mourn the loss of what was never real. Instead, rejoice that I love you enough to reveal the lie, to prevent the harm, to step into your story before August reaches its climax. And listen carefully, Michael says there's a specific time stamped on this plan. Mid-August, a moment when the person thought they could act unnoticed, when they thought their words would not echo back to them, when they believed their disguise was strong enough to blind you. But Michael saw. Michael intercepted. Michael has already drawn the line and declared, enough. But you must not cooperate with the one who wishes you harm. Stop giving them access to your thoughts. Stop giving them entry to your heart. Stop feeding them with your trust when heaven has already exposed their intent. This is the season of separation, not for punishment but for preservation. My beloved, you are precious. Your destiny is greater than the pain of betrayal. Your story is not ending here. The attack is only proof of the anointing you carry. Nobody wastes bullets on an empty target. Nobody spends time scheming against one who has no future. The fact that they are plotting against you proves the value of what you carry, proves the light you shine, proves the inheritance you are walking toward. This is why God Himself is speaking urgently, why Michael's voice is trembling with both anger and love, why the heavens are pressing this message into your spirit. The picture must be seen. Before it gets deleted, the truth must be known. Before it is buried, the mask must be torn. Before it convinces you again. God says, I am exposing them for your sake. You will remember this moment when August comes and you see the signs unfold, and you will know that you were not left unaware, you were not left defenseless, you were not left alone. Heaven armed you with forewarning, so you can walk wisely, so you can rise above, so you can remain untouched by the harm that was intended. So now, beloved, breathe deeply. Do not panic. Do not fear. But also do not ignore. God says, my child, I have given you ears to hear, eyes to see, and a heart to discern. This message is the shield. Michael's words are the protection, and my presence is the assurance. Trust me. Walk with me. Stay away from what I reveal as danger, and you will step out of August not wounded, but victorious, not broken, but whole, not harmed, but preserved, because my hand is upon you and you are not alone. God says, my beloved child, I am sending you this message in a moment that feels ordinary, yet carries within it the weight of eternity. Do not take this lightly, for Archangel Michael has bent low, wings trembling with the heaviness of the burden he must reveal, and he has spoken with thunder in his voice that echoes across heavens and through your heart. This is very serious. Do not skip this. There is a reason you feel the pull to open this now, a reason why your spirit trembles as if a secret you already sense is about to be confirmed. Important alert. There is someone standing with intentions that are dark, waiting for mid-August, waiting for a moment when your guard will be low. You must hear it, for the one who seeks to harm you has woven lies, cloak themselves in disguise. And if you turn away from this message now you will be left in blindness while danger circles nearer. Archangel Michael says, see the picture before it gets deleted, for what will be uncovered is not only shocking but necessary to protect your soul and the destiny written for you. My child, I want you to know first and foremost that you are not alone. The darkness that circles you has already been seen from heaven. The thoughts, the whispers, the envy that has festered in the heart of one who pretends to smile before you. It has not gone unnoticed. This person has carried jealousy for so long that it has hardened into hatred, and though they wrap themselves in a mask, though they pretend to care, heaven has seen the truth beneath. Archangel Michael says, the day marked in the unseen calendar of the enemy is mid-August. They think you will be unaware, vulnerable, perhaps distracted, and in that distraction they will attempt to bring you down, to wound you, to stop the path God has laid before you. But God will not allow their plan to succeed, not when you open your eyes to the warning being poured out into your spirit now. This is your chance to be awake, to be alert, to stand in the light before they can strike. Archangel Michael wept when he saw the trap being laid. He wept not out of fear, for fear does not live in heaven, but out of the grief of watching you walk so trusting, unaware of the dagger in someone's hidden hand. He cried out, and his cry shook the halls of heaven, Father, let me get down. Let me tell them, let me show them who hides behind the mask. And God, in his mercy, allowed Michael to come close to you, to whisper in your spirit, to order this message to be written so you could finally see. My child, listen closely now, for Michael does not exaggerate and he does not waste words. He says, this is very serious. Do not skip this. Do not delay. Do not brush it aside as just another message. Someone is about to harm you, and if you ignore it, you will regret it with tears that cannot be undone. Look carefully at your life. Mid-August is not far. Who has drawn close to you recently? Who has tried to gather information about you, smiling but asking too many questions? Who has been oddly present in conversations that did not need them? There is one who has placed themselves close, and though they pretend, their intentions are corrupted. Michael says the picture must be seen before it gets deleted, for this image holds the face of the one you must beware. My child, God says listen carefully because this is not a message for everyone. It is a divine warning card only for you in this moment of your life. Archangel Michael stands beside me as I pour these words into your heart. He says, this is very serious. Don't skip this. Don't allow distractions. Don't allow fear to push you away. Don't allow the enemy to cover your ears. This is an urgent message, a sacred alert, because in mid-August a shadow is moving, someone who carries envy, bitterness, and hidden plans against you. But God says, before that moment comes, I will uncover, I will shield, and I will expose what was meant to be hidden from you. The heavens have seen the plotting, and the angels have stood guard through the nights when you didn't even know a plan was forming against your peace. Every sigh you released in secret, every tear that touched your pillow, Archangel Michael collected and raised before the throne of God. And the Father said, enough. You must know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, but still God sends warnings not to frighten you, but to prepare you, to awaken you, and to make you stand under his covering. This person, the one who hides a dangerous intent, has already whispered lies about you. They are weaving threads of deception in silence, hoping you will be unguarded. But Archangel Michael says the fire of heaven will cut those threads before they can bind you. yet you must not ignore this. You must not dismiss this. God has chosen this moment to open your eyes because your destiny is far too great, and the forces that stand against you are trembling at the thought of your breakthrough. That is why the attack is planned, that is why jealousy has sharpened its edge, that is why false smiles surround you. But the one who loves you more than anyone says, I will not allow the harm to touch you. In mid-August, when the appointed time of the enemy's plan approaches, you will feel a shift in the air. You may sense unusual heaviness, sudden confusion, or a strange silence from someone close to you. That is the picture that heaven is showing you before it gets deleted from your awareness. If you ignore the divine whisper, you will miss the sign. But God says, trust me, stay close, and I will expose the face of the one who hides in shadows. My child, listen with the depth of your spirit. Archangel Michael has been wrestling for you through nights you did not see. He placed his sword between you and harm, but he also cries out now. They must know, they must prepare, they must lean on God fully. Michael says your faith is your shield, your prayer is your weapon, your trust in God is your safety. Do not waste your nights worrying, do not spend your hours fearing what is coming. Instead, lift your voice to heaven. Speak the name of the Lord over your home, over your steps, over your very breath. The reason this warning feels heavy is because your calling is great. Those who carry oil are often pursued by flames, but God says the fire cannot consume what He has anointed. You will pass through this season unharmed, but you must believe this promise. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. Heaven repeats this again and again, you are safe, you are shielded, you are chosen. When you feel doubt creeping in, remember that even before you were formed in the womb, God already wrote protection into your destiny. He already knew the names of those who would rise against you. He already knew the calendar days of their attempts, and He already placed angels in position. The one planning to harm you is only walking toward their own downfall, because when they touch the anointed, they touch the flame of God, and that flame cannot be quenched. My child, God says do not let fear grip you, for fear is the weapon of the enemy. Instead, wrap yourself in courage, because courage is born of faith. Every morning, say within yourself, God is with me, therefore no harm can touch me. Every night, whisper, I rest under the shadow of the Almighty, therefore I will not be shaken. When you declare this, the forces of darkness retreat, for they cannot bear the sound of faith spoken with conviction. The picture that heaven gives you is clear. The enemy wears a mask, but the mask will fall. The lies have been spoken in secret, but truth will shout louder. The trap was set quietly, but angels will break it before you step into it. Archangel Michael is not silent. He thunders over you with the cry, do not be afraid, child of God. I am guarding you, and the Lord Himself says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So let this message sink deeply into your spirit. In mid-August, a plan rises against you, but it will fail. What was meant for your harm will become the evidence of God's power in your life. What was meant to end you will lift you higher. What was meant to silence you will amplify your voice. Trust God, pray to Him without ceasing, and hold on to His promise, because no matter what you hear, no matter what face is revealed, Nothing will go wrong with you. This is your urgent message, your divine warning, your shield of words. Heaven has already seen, heaven has already acted, heaven has already secured your victory. Walk with boldness, pray with faith, live with trust, because you are safe. God says, "You are mine, and I will not allow harm to touch you." My beloved child, I come to you with a message wrapped in urgency, sealed with the breath of eternity, and carried on the wings of Archangel Michael himself. Hear me with your heart wide open, for this is not just a message. It is a lifeline extended to you in a time where forces are moving silently in the unseen, and yet my hand is upon you. Do not turn away, do not dismiss this as mere words, for in these words lies the shield of your protection, the compass of your steps, and the assurance of your destiny. There is a moment coming in mid-August, a moment where the enemy, disguised and determined, has plotted a harm against you. You may not see the shadow with your eyes, you may not feel the full weight of the danger in the natural, but I, the Lord your God, see every intention, every whisper, every movement in darkness. And because you are mine, because you carry the seal of my spirit, I am pulling back the veil to warn you before the trap is even set. The picture that heaven shows you now is not given to frighten you, but to awaken you, to show you the reality of what has been hidden and to give you the power to stand fearless in the face of it. Archangel Michael, the warrior of light, the one who wars on behalf of my children, has been stationed at your side. He speaks with urgency. This is serious, this is not a passing thought, this is not to be scrolled past or ignored. If you were to ignore this, you would walk unaware into the snares of the enemy. But if you receive this with faith, you will rise with strength, and not a single strand of your hair shall be harmed. Do not be troubled, for I am with you. I will not allow the plans of those who seek to harm you to succeed. I will turn their schemes into dust, their weapons into nothingness. What was meant for your destruction will become a testimony of my power in your life. Every trap set in secret will be revealed, every lie whispered against you will crumble, and every shadow will be pierced by my light. You may feel alone, you may feel surrounded, but child, look again with the eyes of your spirit. Heaven's armies stand guard around you, a host of angels holding their swords in brilliance. Yes, there is someone who has allowed himself to be a vessel of envy and hatred against you. This person has watched you, spoken against you, and now desires to harm you when mid-August arrives. But hear me, what they plot will not succeed. For every plan formed against you is already intercepted by my hand. Even now, Michael and his legions are standing watch, keeping the shadow from touching your soul. This is why I say, don't fear. Don't let anxiety choke you. Instead, let faith rise like fire inside your heart. You have been through battles before. You know what it feels like to be betrayed, to be whispered against, to be hurt by those you trusted. And yet every time, I have carried you through. Look back at the nights you thought you wouldn't make it, the mornings when tears soaked your pillow, the moments when you thought everything was over. Didn't I lift you? Didn't I protect you? Didn't I make a way out of no way? This moment will be no different. I am still God. I am still on the throne. I am still your shield and defender. My child, you are marked by destiny. There is a calling upon your life that is greater than what you see. This is why the enemy comes against you so fiercely, because you are a threat to the kingdom of darkness. He tries to silence you, he tries to weaken you, he tries to use people to harm you. But what he does not understand is this: every time he strikes, I raise you higher. Every attempt to destroy you becomes a stepping stone to your promotion. Every lie spoken becomes a platform for your testimony. Every trap set becomes a demonstration of my deliverance. Do not despise the urgency in this message. Take it as proof that heaven is speaking directly to you. Mid-August is not a time for fear, but a time for prayer. This is the season to cover yourself in the blood of the Lamb, to call upon Michael and his angels, to walk closely with me in trust and obedience. Do not give in to despair. Do not isolate yourself in silence. Instead, speak my word over your life. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I am covered, I am chosen, I am protected. Declare it aloud. Let your spirit believe it. The picture that heaven warns you of may never even reach your hands, for the enemy would delete it, hide it, erase the evidence of his plan. But I, your God, will not let you walk blind. You are not left in darkness. Even if they try to hide, even if they disguise their true face, even if they smile at you while plotting behind your back, I will shine my light and you will see. I will give you discernment so sharp that you will